Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about some MIDI tools. So the first thing that I got today is the MCV4 from Doepfer. It's a MIDI to CV converter. So that means it has 4 CV control voltage values that you can transmit and also a single gate output for triggering the envelopes. And it has an in and through, so you can just put it inside your daisy chain. Very nice addition there. Yeah, and has its own power supply, easy to program. Basically you activate the learn mode, select the channel here, press the lowest note and it learns which channel you want to use. Put here the gate into the envelope gate. CV1 here is going into oscillator all 3 and 4, by default CC1 and CC7. When you go on the Octatrack, by default on FX1 on the MIDI channel, when you double tap it, you get into the CC configuration. Knob D is set to CC1 and knob C is set to CC7. All you have to do is, once you set your channel, activate with function press and start modulating. And the range of course is always relative to what the current knob is set at, so it depends on what control you want to use. You always have a range of 127 values and start at 0. And for example, for the frequency knob, that means I have to turn it all the way down. So 0 means down here as well. And for the wave shape selector, for example, I have to turn it all the way up. And that's the other setting that I did. Not sure if you can see it on the camera, but I can choose the wave shape of oscillator 1 now with this knob on the Octatrack. The next one I'm pretty happy about. It's from a German company called ModeMachines, and they created a device called Cerebel USB. It's a converter that is also a USB host. It allows you to host any MIDI class compliant device that is usually USB only, for example a keyboard or a launchpad or whatever. Converts the incoming signals from the USB to standard 5-pin MIDI. It's basically a translator to your hardware synthesizer. Yeah, and it's really just plug and play. There's a on-off switch here, then it's powered by USB, and here is your USB input where you plug in your controller. On the back you have a power indicator and a MIDI indicator that flashes blue when a note is sent, and that also confirms that the unit is working. So I use it with an RK-LPK25. It's a basic keyboard for I think 40 euros or something. It has an arpeggiator, tap tempo, sustain. You can have 4 different programs on here that also can have their own MIDI channel. It's quite interesting, because then, for example, if you have 4 devices and you have a daisy chain, then you can set program 1, 2, 3 and 4 to different MIDI channels, and then it's just muscle memory. And you can interface multiple instruments from just this tiny device here. And that's what's so awesome about it. Most USB only controllers, they're very compact but highly functional, and now this device brings them to the hardware world. For this next segment we have to zoom in a little bit. I got the Retrokits cable as my third MIDI gadget. It contains a microprocessor that you can program yourself. You can solve very specific problems, you can add new functionality, you can filter out messages that you don't like, and they come with pre-installed firmware that you can choose, like for Voca Sample and the Digitone, and the support is really great. So yeah, now onto the problem that I solved. The Octatrack only sends bank messages as CC0 and not as CC32 as most manufacturers accept for the banks. So I wrote this little program now. It seems to work. Whenever the Octatrack sends a CC0, I also send CC32, and the machine changes the bank right away. So we go into the MIDI setup, and I now start at bank 1, patch 3, so that's A3 on the Novation Peak. Press play and confirm. So it changes right away. Now I can also just change the bank and it goes to the same program just on a different bank. So both values are tracked. And of course what always works, just changing the program. And the new thing really is that you can now change the bank just as easily during playback. So that means I can now properly save my sound selection of my MIDI devices with the Octatrack project and don't have to worry about losing it or forgetting which bank it was. And of course, in the future I can make use of more than 128 patches for performance or my project collection, however it may grow over time. So yeah, there you have it. That's my workaround. If I don't encounter any problems with this cable and with this custom firmware, I for sure will release it so you can apply it to your own setup. So that's it for the Midi-Tools video. I hope you liked it and you found a product that you're interested in yourself. I found these little upgrades to be very sensible and useful to any setup out there. Yeah, if you liked it, leave a like. If you have any questions, as always, comment and subscribe if you haven't. See you in the next one.